Hi dear children, hope you all are doing good. I want you to subscribe to this channel so that you get the notification of all the videos that gets uploaded year after. Okay? This is your 9th standard first language English class. We have chosen the second poem of your textbook, that is Africa. And this poem you have first 16 lines for memorization. Don't forget to memorize. Africa is a poem written by David Diop. I repeat, David Diop is the poet of the poem Africa. Who is David Diop? David Diop's full name is David Mandesi Diop, who was born in the year 1927 and he left us all in the year 1960. So you can see the picture of David Diop as well on the screen. He was a revolutionary African poet born in France to parents of West African descent. He lived in France through his childhood and visited Africa only in the 1950s. His poems highlighted the problems of Africa brought about by colonialism and gave a message to Africans to bring about change and freedom. So, in almost all of his poems, he used to highlight the problems that were faced by Africans. What kind of problems were Africans facing? The Europeans' colonialism. What is colonialism? Partial political powers were in hands of Europeans. African political powers were in hands of Europeans and they were ruling Africans very badly. So they were considering Africans to be slaves. So that kind of colonialism problems what they were facing were highlighted by in his poems. And he gave message to Africans to bring about change and freedom. He was known for his involvement in the Negritude movement in France. There was a movement called Negritude movement which took up in France. Who took up this movement? The black writers and the artists. For what did they take up this movement? For protesting against French colonialism. Again, French people were showing their attitude. They were making Africans very much insulted. So such kind of things were happening by French people also. So its effect were happening on African culture and values. So he wanted to completely put a full stop to this. For that, there was a movement called as Negritude movement which actually took place in France. His views and feelings were published in Présence Africaine and in his book of poems Corps de Pelon, which was published in 1956. David Mandesi Diop died at the age of just 33 in a plane crash. Before going with the explanation of this poem line by line, we'll first know what exactly is this poem Africa is all about. This poem is a reminiscence of Africa, a land about which the poet heard from his grandmother's song. So, poet was born in the year 1927. Till 1950, he never visited Africa. He only knew about Africa from his grandmother's song. After 1950s, he just moved and just had a look of how Africa is all about. Till then he didn't know. So he only knew about it from his grandmother's song. So what is the reminiscence of Africa? About the story of past events. Whatever grandmother had sung in her song, there were reminiscence of Africa. That is the past events about Africa. Only through that he knew about it. He paints a vivid picture of history of European colonialism in Africa and the strength of African people. So he will not sit and paint here, children. He just brings out in his words the vivid picture, that is strong clear images that are in his mind about the history of European colonialism. That is how the Europeans took over the partial political power of that particular country, Africa, and how the strength of the people there was and how African people struggled over there. All these things he is bringing out in this poem. Let's see how it is described in the poem in the next slide. Okay. Now children, you have the poem Africa written by David Diop given here. This poem is of 24 lines in which first 16 lines is for your memorization. I want you all to memorize them without fail. Going with the first stanza explanation. Africa, my Africa, Africa of proud warriors in ancestral savannas, Africa of whom my grandmother sings, on the banks of the distant river, I have never known you. So here the poet says, Africa, you are my Africa. And Africa, you have the grassland of my great grandparents. Savannas is grassland. Ancestral means great grandparents. So you have a grassland of my great grandparents, and in which you have proud warriors, proud fighters. Africa, of whom my grandmother sings. So, you are an Africa about whom my grandmother sings on the bank of some distant river. Till then, I never know you who you are. Second stanza. But your blood flows in my veins, your beautiful black blood that irrigates the fields, the blood of your sweat, the sweat of your work, the work of your slavery. The poet says, though I don't know who you are, I didn't know who you are, but your blood flows in my veins. Veins is the blood vessels where the deoxygenated blood goes and meets the heart. I have your blood that flows in my blood vessels and meets my heart, he says. Your beautiful black blood that irrigates the fields. Usually we call Africans as black people. So he is comparing his blood to a beautiful black blood that irrigates the fields. So your black blood actually irrigates the fields of Africa. The blood of your sweat, the sweat of your work, the work of your slavery. So why is he saying you are as working as a slave? Usually the European people took over Africans' political power, or whatever you call the power as, and made them work as slaves under them. So forcefully they made them to work under them. So you are working under them. You are working very hard. Your work is bringing you sweat, and that sweat is brought by your blood, is what the poet is saying. In the third stanza, the slavery of your children, Africa, tell me, Africa, is this you, this back that is bent, this back that breaks under the weight of humiliation? So your children are working as slaves for these European people, that is for the white people. So tell me, Africa, is this you? This back that is bent, he is telling. So you are working under them. So tell me, is this back that is yours, that is bent in front of them, that is pushed down, this back that breaks under the weight of humiliation? Is this your back that is breaking down under the humiliation? Weight of humiliation means under the weight of shame, under the weight of insult. Is this you who is breaking down under them, under their rule? The poet is asking. This back trembling with red scars, this back that is trembling, that is shaking with some anxiety. So is this your back that is shaking with red scars? Red scars here, red scars are nothing but the pain, physical wounds that is caused because of the whip lashes. Whip, in the next line you can see, this back trembling with red scars and saying yes to the whip under the midday sun. So he is asking, under this midday sun, you are working under those people and giving them everything. You are giving your sweat for them to enjoy their meals. You are not benefited by that. You are not even getting appreciation properly, or you are not paid for it properly. You are forced to do the work. In such midday sun, you are being asked to say yes for the whip. Whip is nothing but a rope or a leather from which you are going to take beatings. So you are a person being taken beatings by them in that midday sun, and through that you are getting red scars on your back. Red scars are nothing but physical wounds suffered by Africans during Europeans' colonialism. So, during their colonialism period, you are getting this red scars on your back. So, is this you? The poet is asking Africa. After all these questions being asked to Africa, he hears a grey voice that is answering to him. A grey voice, but a grey voice answers me. Grey voice means very strong, serious voices answering him. Impetuous son, that tree young and strong. Impetuous son means acting quickly and without thinking. You are a son who acts very quickly without thinking. But listen, my dear son, a voice is telling the poet, that tree is nothing but Africa. That Africa is very young and strong. It has not gone very old. It is very young and it is strong also. That tree there in splendid loneliness. The voice is telling David Diop, it might now being suffered by the pain given by the European colonialists, but still, even in this loneliness period, amidst, that is nothing but in between, in the middle of whites, white and faded flowers means in the middle of whites, that is Europeans, and though they are faded, though they are faded, they will come out majestically, they will grow very majestically. That is, splendid is nothing but grand and majestic. Though they are being troubled, given pain, though they are given a lot of trials and tribulation they are facing, they will grow very majestically, very grandly. You don't need to worry, the voice says. That is Africa, your Africa. That is your Africa. You need not worry. That grows again patiently, obstinately. Though they are being pulled down, made to go through a lot of humiliation, it will grow very patiently. Without hurrying, it will grow very patiently. Obstinately means very stubbornly. Stubbornly is nothing but you will show a lot of determination not to change one's attitude or position. Just because you are given a lot of pain, Africa, just because Africa has given a lot of pain, it will not compromise with its attitude. It will never change for its position. One day it will grow majestically, that too very patiently, without any hurrying, and its fruit gradually acquires. And its fruit gradually acquires. That means it will gradually acquire. Any tree will give fruit. Yes or no? What kind of a fruit is Africa going to give? A fruit of freedom. A fruit of freedom. It will gain. So the voice is saying the Africa will gradually, slowly gain, acquire means gain the bitter taste of liberty. It will one day taste the liberty. What kind of a taste it might get? It might get a bitter taste. That means, why is here mentioned as bitter taste of liberty? After taking a lot of pain, troubles, after taking a lot of humiliations, facing a lot of humiliations, a person, though he gets what he wants, it may be a bit of bitter taste for him, because after a lot of pain he is getting it. So one day it acquires the fruit of freedom. It may be bitter in taste, is what the poet is describing in his poem. I hope you all understood the meaning of this poem. It is in three parts, children. The poem is described in three parts. One, the first part is describing Africa, what he knew from his grandmother's song. Second one is he is telling what all pain and humiliation, what all sacrifices, hard work as African people done, he is explaining in the second part. In the last part, he is telling, though it is being troubled so much, it will face or it will taste the liberty, is what the poet is telling here. I hope you all understood. This is the slide which gives the meanings of all the hard words. While explaining, I also mentioned all these meanings. I want you all to use these hard words in your day-to-day life so that your speaking skill improves. Going to the next slide. Here you have a slide of assignments. The glossary section, second is the answer in a sentence each, and the third main is first 16 lines of poem. I want you to write it twice and memorize them. Keep these assignments ready. I hope you all have written assignments for the before videos that were sent, lesson and poem. Do this also and keep it with you readily. Thank you, children. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep learning. Take care. Have a great day.